One of the most popular states that Americans have been moving to in the past several years has been Florida. And for a lot of good reasons, they offered people a lot of things that during 2020, they were not able to find in other states, certain freedoms, and people really valued that. But now in 2025, a lot of people are fleeing Florida because of several different reasons, the cost of living being one of the most important things that they're battling with.
Florida is becoming impossible to live in, and I swear it's being done on purpose. And they're especially making homeownership so difficult with the
supply and
interest
demand
rates being as high as they are.
Which
we are
is
also
everywhere in the
battling
country.
Insurance prices being sky high, and people are completely priced out of homes that they could have bought 2 years ago. Or
again, coulda, woulda, shoulda. And I've said in a previous video, actually, people right now are waiting for housing prices to drop. And here in Florida, prices have been dropping. Right, depending on where in Florida, obviously not some some of the bigger areas like Miami, but a bit, right? Some areas like Southwest Florida has gotten hit way harder in terms of housing prices than other areas like Miami. But even like Naples, prices are coming down. Most of the state housing prices are dropping. I think it would be a bad thing to just wait, because houses are going to turn again. And they're not going to hit whatever you think it should get to, and you're going to be still renting, right? I think it's better just when you can afford it, buy, right? Whenever you can afford it, then just buy a house, because it's, as they say, time in the market, not timing the market. Time in the market. So when you can afford it, that's the best time. Don't think about it in terms of timing. People don't time the markets. You can't time the markets. You're not one of those people. Most likely, 99% chance you're not. So just time in the market.
even last year, I have a friend that's selling her home because her insurance has increased over $10,000 in one calendar year with absolutely no claims.
Insane.
Car insurance continues to be high, and
again, some of these problems are countrywide. It's not just Florida that insurance prices have went up, or that auto insurance has went up. It's not just Florida. It's not.
That's coming from somebody with a perfect driving record, no accidents.
Yeah, because the same thing happened to me. My insurance has went up, and I'm like, no accidents, no tickets. Why? Like, as you get older, it should go down. That's what it always used to be. But this is where insurance companies are a scam. It's insane.
February, my electricity bill was over $250 for a 1,000 square foot condo, and I am not even running the heat when I'm not home. Even if you can't afford,
where are you in Florida
to buy
that you need heat?
Going into a rental is absolutely insane right now. I am currently looking for a new place to live. I pay $2,200 a month for that 1,000 square foot condo, and my rent is increasing to $2,300 unless I find.
No, you live in a no. See this, and again, I don't know where this person lives. Obviously, they live somewhere in Florida, but they are not. I've never paid that much in my life to live somewhere. Like, that doesn't even make any sense to me. Okay, the last rental I had was a house in Florida. I rented a house, a single family house, right? It was more than 1,000 square feet. It was a single family house. It wasn't a condo, it wasn't an apartment, and it was $1,600. We were pretty close to the beach, right? Like, you could drive to the beach in like 10, 15 minutes, 15 minutes probably. It's like, where are you living? Are you like living in city center? Like, you don't have to live there, commute like most people do. This is where I'm like, personal choices matter. You don't have to live where nothing says that you must live in this place. You got to shop around. If your insurance goes up, you know what happened after my insurance went up? I shopped around and I canceled the company that I was with I was with them since I started driving. And I was just like, I've been loyal to you guys for over a decade, like 15 years. And you see my record and you're raising me? See ya. I found a better rate over here. Bye. Don't be loyal to these companies. You can't. It's on you. It's just getting to be that era of, if the price goes up, immediately shop around. Just immediately. Don't even think twice about it. They don't care about you. Shop around immediately. If my house insurance goes up, I'm shopping around. Period. I'm gonna shop around. If my auto insurance goes up again, if this new company goes up, which it hasn't thus far, right? I've been with them now 2 years, I think, 2 years since this went up. You know, my previous company, it went up. If it goes up, I'm going to shop around. That's just what it is. I'm going to let the market compete with itself, because forget all this. Forget it.
Insane. And unfortunately, I'm stuck because there's no options in my kids' school zone that is in my price point.
You see? Are your kids at a good school? You're going to pay for that. Period. And also, those areas, the prices are going to go up, because if you're in a good school, it's going to go up, because people are going to be wanting to get their kids into that school. That's how it works. Sorry, that's how it works, right? Supply and demand. It always comes back down to that. Supply and demand always comes back down to that. Has nothing to do with fairness. Supply and demand, frankly, is fair. I mean, really.
I am currently homeless. How did it happen? Basically, I was living in South Florida for 7 years, and with the insane rising cost of living, I couldn't afford it anymore. And we are talking insane rising cost of living. When I first moved there, I was paying $1,400, $1,500 a month for an over 1,000 square foot, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And now I was recently just paying $3,000 a month. That's nothing included for a tiny little 700 square foot 1-1.
No.
The insurance skyrocketed. They were actually trying to charge me $800, $750 a month to insure one car. I have
no. What are you?
Obviously, I can't afford that. Many other things skyrocketed as well, and so I was being hit from all angles, and I just couldn't afford it. I also don't have family. I grew up being abused, so I now just moved back to New England, and it actually is more affordable here, but there's also other things, like for example, in Florida, most places require you to make 3 to 4 times the monthly rent. I don't know about you, but I'm not making $10,000 a month, which is $120,000 a year, and most people looking for apartments aren't. I started a new job as soon as I got here, drove all the way up from Florida to Massachusetts, started working
Massachusetts
the next day,
is not...
and even though I'm making decent money, it's really, really hard to be able to afford to live in a hotel, because most people don't know, but all hotels now charge upfront incidental fees.
Why would you...
$100 or more per night, and so it can add up really quickly, and it can make even the Motel 6 really expensive to stay in. So
Yeah. A motel is like for... A motel, if you're not traveling, is like an emergency, right? It's not some long-term, medium-term, I would say even short-term option. Like, I'm sorry, what? You got a job, go get an apartment. Go get an apartment. I feel like she's doing life wrong. She's not doing life right. There's something wrong. I mean, if all that makeup didn't give it away to begin with, right? There's something wrong, right? I'm just like, no, this doesn't make any sense. How do you No. Again, where are you living that $3,000 for rent is even an option? And I just don't get it. And you do it. I just don't, this is like beyond me. It's so much that I feel like people are like making it up like for TikTok or something. Cause I'm like, I don't get it. I literally don't get it. When I lived in Los Angeles, the most I ever paid in rent was $600. And yes, I had a roommate, you know, like period. $600. If it went up, I'd move. That's it. I would move. You have to shop around. I've lived in a lot of places in my life. Many moves were because I'm not paying that. No, I'm not paying that now. So I'm out of here. I'll find something else. You know, if you just stay and you just, you know, then it's I don't know. I just can't. I can't. It's insane.
I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm running in place here. All of the money I'm making is having to go right to hotel stays and Ubers because I had to leave my car in Florida because I can't afford to insure it, so I couldn't drive it.
Oh no, you're doing. What do you do for work?
I'm here, really embarrassed.
This is when.
Are you really embarrassed? She don't look really embarrassed. I feel like that was a. She don't look. Come on. I mean, I don't think so.
Start freaking out because we like to be busy. If we didn't like to be busy, we wouldn't be in real estate. So if you know of any realtors complaining about how busy they are, just look at them dead in the face and say, you knew what you were getting into. You never heard of a real estate agent that wasn't a busy person. So when we're not busy, we start to freak out. So can one of y'all or two of y'all please call me to help me sell your house? I would really appreciate it because this girl needs to be busy.
Here are a few reasons why we decided to leave Florida. And if you're thinking about moving there, you're going to want to watch this video. And part 2 and part 3. Number 1 though is cost of living. So a little story time. We got an apartment in Tampa. It was like in a suburb of Tampa. So it was still about 35 minutes to 45 minutes, sometimes even an hour from things that we really wanted to do, like the beach or even just see our friends. But this place, rent was manageable. It was okay. We had a 2-2. It was fine. Ultimately, we go to renew our lease because we really like our apartment and we have no reason to leave. We loved our dog park and everything that it offered. But we got a letter saying that they were raising our rent by $700.
It's obviously insane. You leave.
All of a sudden, figure out how to
also,
move
it's
out of
never
this
happened to me.
apartment that we loved
$700, like
to
some
a new
raise like
apartment
that.
in Tampa. And let me tell you, that 60 days was excruciating. We couldn't find anything. Average price for a 1-1 in Tampa was going about $19.50, and a 2-2 anywhere from $2,300, $2,500, $2,600. It just went up from there. We did end up finding another apartment in Tampa. It was a 1-1, so we went from a 2-2 to a 1-1, but with a price difference of $200, $300, somewhere in there, depending on the month, because fees.
What fees?
To be honest, I didn't even like the apartment. But I will tell you, if you are somebody who's looking to move to Florida, just know that cost of living is absolutely insane there.
Surprise, Florida just ranked as the second most financially distressed state in the entire country. Only where Texas is worse. It's not just an opinion, this comes straight from Google data. So what does financially distressed mean? It means more people are struggling to pay their bills, searching for payday loans, rent help, credit card relief, you name it. They are going to Google for help. And Floridians are struggling to survive here. And let's be real, it's not just hard to see why. Rents in Florida have skyrocketed. Groceries and insurance are completely out of control. Wages really haven't kept up. Families are working 2, sometimes 3 full-time jobs and still can't get ahead. Meanwhile, Florida politicians brag about cutting taxes for the wealthy and corporations while everyday people are drowning.
So I can definitely vouch for what people are saying here because we lived in Florida for a couple years and I still have family living in Florida and they've been there for a very long time. But when we were living in Florida, our home insurance wasn't too bad. The home that we were living in was pretty affordable, even though it was a bidding war at the time to get it. But because of that, the insurance wasn't
she bought in 2020, 2021,
so that
all
was
that.
one thing that really helped us out. But a lot of people have expensive homes, and with that, you know, like I always say, your utility bills are going to be higher, your insurance premium is going to be higher,
the bigger house and all that
are going to be higher, your mortgage is going to be higher, obviously. So if you have a mortgage, but that's the one thing that is really, you know, eating at people right now that are in Florida that are owning these homes, and then let alone renting homes or renting apartments. In fact, I was there about a year ago. We were visiting family and I was at a thrift store because that's what I love to do. I love to go to a thrift store and shop for clothes there. And I overheard a couple of the employees talking. I think it was at a Goodwill. And one of them was really upset. He was saying how he just cannot believe how his rent for his 1-bedroom apartment was going up $800.
It doesn't even make sense.
Like over a year ago. It was close to a year and a half ago. And this was in South Florida. Okay, it was not in North Florida. It wasn't in
because people want to live in South Florida,
where, you know,
more than North Florida
to live,
right?
But it just goes to show you what people are dealing with. And this individual was freaking out. He was saying he doesn't know what he's going to do.
He's going to move
because he's looking everywhere and he couldn't find anywhere else that was cheaper. So
he's not looking hard enough or in the right areas.
But this is what's going on with a lot of people in Florida. And it's not just Florida. Obviously, it's a lot of other states as well. But Florida is a main one right now that people are having a real hard time being in. And then when
it's again the third most populous state. So of course the popular states are going to have these issues because again, supply demand, right? That's just what it is. It's no different than in California. People are leaving California because they can't afford it, because prices are bonkers there, right? Where'd they go? They went to Texas and Florida. What do you think happened? This is where I'm like, these people like delusional. Do they not understand how economics works? Like, is that easy? Is supply and demand, is that easy? Is that easy, right? And also, many of these issues are happening countrywide. It's not just a Florida issue. Homeowners insurance is nationwide. Whatever your insurance company is, they probably don't only operate in Florida. They also probably operate in other states because they have to spread their risk around. They can't just all like, oh no, we only insure Floridians. It's like, then you're always going to be paying out whenever there's a hurricane, because when there's a hurricane, it hits Florida, it's going to hit some portion of Florida. It won't be the same every time, right? But this area hit the Keys, and this area hit Southwest Florida, and this one hit the Panhandle, and you know, all that type of thing. I've never had a rent go up hundreds of dollars on me, ever. I've never had that happen in all my years renting. When I was renting in Boston, when I was renting in California, never happened. I know that I remember hearing, you know, that there were insane rent hikes like 21 and 22 in those years, 2021, 2022, maybe even going into 2023. I was lucky I bought a house in 2021 before rates went nuts. And also, I mean, I broke a lease in order to buy the house because we were renting. We moved from California to Florida. We were renting a house. We saw the prices still going crazy, and we were like, if they keep going crazy, we're not going to be able to afford it. Like, period. We're not going to be able to afford it. So we were lucky. We bought what we could. We didn't buy in the area that we wanted. We bought in an area that was close enough. All that, you know, that's what I'm saying. You have to make these concessions with yourself. You have to. And I feel like a lot of these people aren't doing that. It's like, wait a minute. If your rent over here just went up $800, then you got to go to the town over, or 2 towns over, or maybe 3 towns over. You got to, in order to afford it. Or else what are you going to do? You're going to pay 50% of your income towards housing or more? That's not smart. It's not smart. It's just not smart. So I've maintained that throughout my whole life, and now I'm here, right? So, like, I don't know. I'm not saying I'm in the most amazing financial position, but all this stuff ain't happening to me. And it's because of like the decisions that you make, and it compounds. If you are making bad decisions, it's just going to compound until you start making good decisions, and then those can compound. That's what you need. You need to just stop making dumb decisions or bad decisions and make good decisions, and they compound. Everybody makes bad decisions, but don't keep making them.
HOAs. If you're living in a condo or a townhouse,
Which I don't know why you would move to Florida to move to an HOA, to a condo specifically. It's beyond me. I don't understand why. There's houses everywhere. And why are you living in Miami? That's a personal choice, in which case, yeah, maybe you live in a condo. But I just wouldn't. I wouldn't. And again, maybe this is the big difference, and this is where you can be like, oh, okay, you know, this guy's able to afford this stuff because he's not living in the major cities. I live outside of major cities, and I would drive into the major cities, right? When I lived in Los Angeles, I didn't live in Los Angeles. I didn't buy a house in Los Angeles. I bought it 2+ hours away from Los Angeles, and I would drive into work every day, almost every day, right? Whenever I had work. It also meant that I needed to work less because my bills were cheaper. So my expenses were cheaper. Again, these are all trade-offs that I made. And there were pluses and minuses. Yes, I needed to drive further and longer. Also, I like driving. Works for me, right? Like, there's all these pluses and minuses. So you can't have it all unless you're that rich, right? And I certainly am not.
Or in many of the homes, you're going to have HOAs. HOAs get special assessments.
Yeah, and they've gotten wrecked lately.
Hey, you know, we need to redo the roof of this complex, or, you know, some other just big project that they want to do, paint the
or
whole
need
complex.
To do.
They will charge a special assessment, and these special assessments, you know, it may be in the thousands of dollars, and they'll split up the cost between the owners of the condos, and you have to pay that. You don't get a choice, you know. Once it's voted in that they're going to do this,
yeah, your choice was living there in the first place.
Then you have to pay. Then people want to sell their condos, but then if they go to try and sell their condos, people that are looking to buy these condos, if they see that the HOA is $500, if there's a special assessment for $300 every month, then they have to take into account what their mortgage is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, you know, it doesn't look that attractive anymore. And then you still have to pay for insurance beyond the HOA fee, because the HOA will usually cover the exterior of the
common areas.
Community. They're not going to necessarily cover the inside of the units, right?
That's
going to be the responsibility of the owners. So you have so many costs that are associated with it. So people are just finding that they can't afford it. They can't afford the insurance premiums, which are practically the highest in the nation, in the state of Florida, because of the climate risk. They can't afford the mortgages. They can't afford just the regular other bills that go along with day-to-day life. Florida is a very difficult place to live in right now. A couple people are saying the cost of living is insanely high. Weather is too hot and humid. I need to move somewhere more affordable and better for my mental health. Yeah, it is really hot and humid. If you're not used to that type of climate, then it's hard to adapt, definitely. If you're already living in the East Coast and then you move down to Florida, you don't have to worry too much about getting used to it.
Because you've been dealing with humidity
a little bit better. But if you're anywhere on the western part of the United States,
because you got the dry heat.
Eastern side, you know, Georgia, Tennessee, the Carolinas,
because the humidity is
Florida. The humidity is
no
a
joke.
lot to get accustomed to. Take it from somebody from the western part of the United States. I'm from California, and when I go to Florida, it is very nice to visit and it's nice to be in, but it is difficult to deal with the humidity. And when we moved to Florida,
inside.
We originally were looking in the southern part of the state.
Winter is actually super nice.
For us, we felt that the weather is better in those regions. It's sunnier. The rain seems to, you know, it comes, but then it just dries up and then it's gone. It's sunny again. But because of the affordability, even when we bought several years ago, we chose to be in North Florida because it was cheaper. The climate in North Florida is very different from South Florida.
100%.
It is more gloomy. It rains a lot more. It's not the same. Usually when you envision Floridian weather, it's South Florida, like Orlando South. But it's also a more affordable part of Florida, which is why we chose to live there at the time. So keep all that in mind. I would never say it's South Florida. About moving to Florida, or if you know someone that's
Orlando's not South Florida.
You have to really make sure that you can afford it there, and don't just think, you know, if you can afford it right now. Think if the prices continue to go up, are you still going to be able to afford this in another year or 2 years? Plan for the future so that it just doesn't kind of surprise you out of nowhere. But let me know your thoughts down below. Have you lived in Florida?
All right. Yeah, I mean, that's what I got. I'm curious to know when they lived in Florida, like what year she bought, because she was saying that there was a bidding war. So I'm like, that tells me 2020, 2021. I bought my first house in 2017. There was not a bidding war then. I don't know if there were bidding wars in 2019. because I was just living in my house. I don't think of more northern Florida as like rainier. I think of it as cooler in temperature, not specifically rain. Okay, yeah. So this tells you right here, rain. Yeah, I mean, if she lived in Pensacola or over here, this does get more rain. But if you're talking, you know, the actual peninsula, any of the dark areas, which is both in South Florida, it's not inland. Inland gets less rain. It's drier. Yeah, there you go. 1981 to 2010, average. There it is. Yeah, I think that these people would have an issue with affordability in many other states besides just Florida. If your job is you're working retail at a Goodwill, what are you making? You're going to have an issue living in a handful of states, or especially different cities. If you're living in a city, right? It's going to be hard for you. So these are other issues. That's just what it is. That's just what it is.